Hello, my gorgeous peopleini. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your weekly horoscope tarot card readings, and they are from the 6th until the 12th of July 2020. And I am going to start how I always start, how I normally start, with my gorgeous and my ever so precious Erinis. My gorgeous Aries, you need to remember this. This is going to be important for you to remember that you need to step out of your comfort zone. This week is all about you stepping out of your comfort zone. This is very important because it's about to bring you the whole new perspective. And not only that, it's also going to be connected to an important invitation and opportunity that you are going to become aware of. This is important to say because it's to do with your own advancement. It's to do with the actual request that it's going to be connected to this situation, but at the same time it's going to be rather challenging indeed. Just remember, an important proposition is going to take place, but most importantly, remember to step out of your comfort zone. My gorgeous Erinis, this is going to be really important because you're going to discover something super significant this week. This is your tarot card, my gorgeous Erinis, and it's a 9 of Cups, and then it's an important moment. It's going to take place when it comes to you and when it comes to people around you, people who mean to you so much, but at the same time, this is going to be powerful week when it comes to a rather significant continuation. And on another hand, very big change is going to start taking place, but this is going to be very significant when it comes to you and when it comes to your immediate environment, when it comes to people around you and things like that. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous and my ever so precious, my beautiful Taurinis. Just remember, my gorgeous Taurus, my gorgeous Taurini, your commitment is going to be tested, which means that on one hand, you need to remember to stay committed to the tasks at hand, because this is also going to be an important sign for you, my gorgeous Taurini, as well at the same time. An important moment of realization that you are going to have through this particular unfoldment of the events that are actually going to take place. But most certainly and most importantly, when you're focusing on something this week, when you're doing something, when you're projecting your energy towards a certain direction, you just need to remember this, that you are going to have a moment when you're going to think, oh no, I can't do this, oh no, I'm not too sure, oh no, I don't think I should be doing this. Or when you get this moment of uncertainty, this naughty little uncertainty that confuses us, because it messes up with your vibration, it messes up the way we feel, and that ultimately has got an impact on our way of thinking. And that's why I want to prepare you, my gorgeous Taurini, sorry, when you have a moment this week and you reach that stage, I can't do this, it's to do with what you are doing, it's to do with what you're focusing, it's to do with your own path. This is all going to be super powerful when it comes to all this particular new perspective that you're going to have at the same time. But just remember that when you have this moment, oh, I don't want to do this, or something like I want to try something else, that it's not going to be that long after when you're going to have such an important message that it's going to come to you. An important message is going to travel to you, my gorgeous Taurini, and it's going to be connected to this, what I just said. And also this is going to be connected to that important message that you are going to get. It's most certainly going to let you know about the swift activity. It's going to let you know about the swift change. It's going to let you know about an important progress and movement which is going to take place. So you see, it's going to be really good, but very significant and impactful when it comes to your own personal development and things that you do. The moon, oh dear. have your eyes wide open, because if you're gonna come across someone this week, and you're gonna realize that something is not maybe quite right. You just need to be prepared, because there is going to be a little bit of deceptive situation, deceptive person, a little bit of dishonesty you're most certainly going to become aware of. But then at the same time, just make sure that you know who are you dealing with, and if you're doing something really important, make sure that you understand that to trust your intuition, my gorgeous Torini. If you start a certain progress and you're working on something and you're unsure if of the certain person, or if you're unsure of the certain direction, just basically follow your instinct. But this is going to be connected to the certain person that you're going to need to be aware of. Very important, my gorgeous Torinis, so if you come across someone like, oh, I'm not too sure about this person, run, my gorgeous Torinis, run on miles. Okay. So the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Geminini, my gorgeous Gemini, my beautiful Geminini. You are going to get a lot out of this week. It is time to meditate, and also it is time to contemplate, which means, with another words, you are going to have a beautiful and rather sacred possibility and opportunity to connect to yourself, oh my Lord, from a very high perspective, from a very high point of view, which is on another hand going to give you this beautiful moment when you're gonna kind of come to terms with something. You're gonna have a remarkable realization, my gorgeous Geminini. You will have a remarkable realization, and this is coming purely from you feeling absolutely wonderful, very strong and very powerful, and self-esteem and courage is going to be like, oh la la, very strong. You're going to feel very courageous, and on another hand, this feeling, this courageousness, this beautiful vibrant energy, it's also going to create a quite magical shield around you, which is going to in return help you to project your energy in a very powerful way. So most certainly, Geminini, this is the time to do things, this is the time to try things, this is the time to be as adventurous as you possibly can, because out of this situation something else is going to come, something else is going to manifest, something else is going to start, something else is going to begin. And this is nothing unusual, my gorgeous Gemininis, because it's all about the actual perfect combination of material and spiritual prosperity that you are going to have. So this is a really good week for you indeed, my gorgeous Geminini. On another hand, when you are like meditating, and contemplating, just pay attention. Once you start drifting, in these all sorts of different dimensions, just try to get the most out of it by trying to see what you feel connected to, by trying to see what is calling you, by trying to see what is attracting you. And most certainly there is something gonna come through that you're gonna need to pay attention to in order to correct. Something is going to need to be corrected as well when it comes to your life. Perhaps you have made a little bit of boo-boo not that long ago. Perhaps you've made a certain turn not that long ago that you're just gonna have to work on right now. Oh la la, my gorgeous Geminini, your tarot card is Queen of Coins, and this is really good. On one hand, somebody very powerful in your life, somebody who is connected to you, somebody who you know for a really long time, like it's going to be like a family member, or it's going to be like a friend, like a really good friend. Or if you haven't got a family members, if you haven't got a friends, then it could be somebody who you really connect to, like on a spiritual level, like a guru. However, this person is going to play an important role in your life this week, because that particular person will confirm something quite mind-blowish to you indeed, something quite vavavoom-ish, and it's going to be happen at the right moment, at the right time. Okay? the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Cancerini, my gorgeous Cancerians, my gorgeous Cancerini. Now you just need to remember that you are reaching like a rather ooh la la moment this week. You know, it's going to happen at around the midweek, you know, when you're just going to literally walk from one door through another door, you know. But it's so important because there will be quite two significant opportunities that you are going to have. But that this is not all. It's not only two important opportunities that you are going to have. These opportunities are not just something out of the blue. It's not just something which is going to appear like out of nowhere. No, baby, no. These two opportunities that you are going to have are connected to your situation, where you are at now, what you are doing right now, and what you should be paying attention to. Two things that you need to bring into your life. Two things that are missing, and two things that are going to change everything, because most certainly it's also going to become a huge, massive spiritual bridge you're going to cross over, but most importantly an amazing stepping stone. Very, very important week, my gorgeous Cancerini. You are actually going to have an important week also, because you are very close to achieving your goal. Okay, and this, the way you're going to be close, you know, it's just a lot to do with your feelings. It's a lot to do with your success as well. It's a lot to do with your emotions, but it's also to do with a certain trouble maybe that you have found yourself in, because it kind of caused an emotional confusion, in particular over the last 5 months. Okay, so this is why this is going to be so important. But also, you know, just to say, you're very close to achieving your goal, and this is good because it's going to provide you with the actual perspective that you didn't have before, because most certainly you're going to grow out of it beautiful in a very spiritual way indeed. But the most important here is that you're very close to achieving your goal. You just need to remember this, my gorgeous Cancerini. This is a very important to remember. Just stay true to yourself, you know. Follow your intuition. Your intuition is going to be your biggest guidance indeed. And also on one of the mornings in between, you know, within these 7 days, on one of the mornings there is going to be a mind-blowing, a sacred answer that you are going to have. This answer, it's at the same time going to provide you with the actual solution to the problem that was causing you lots of fears, that was making you feel negative, and that was messing things up for you a little bit. Okay, so your tarot card, my gorgeous Cancerini. Oh, surprises, surprises. Dum, bam, bam, surprises, dun, dun, dun. It's 8 of coins. This doesn't surprise me, my gorgeous Cancerini. It's a very good sign. It's an opportunity is about to arise, but this is just the last stage before that important opportunity arise. You just remember, Cancerini, stay committed to the task at hand. This is going to be good. This is going to be successful. You're on the right path. You're on the right journey. Remember, stay committed to the task at hand. Don't be scared. Don't be negative or anything like that. I'm not saying that you're scared, and I'm not saying that you're negative, but I'm just preparing you for the moment when you're gonna like kind of doubt yourself a little bit. Just remember how powerful you are, how beautiful you are, how important you are, how strong you are. This is a quite significant time of your own personal enlightenment you're going to have. Accomplishment, success. Stay committed to the task at hand, because this is going to grow into something really big indeed. Okay, now sorry. La 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 la. Pam parararam pam 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 parararam pam 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 pararata. You see, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful, my courageous, my powerful, my beautiful Leone. My gorgeous Leos, my beautiful Leones. You know, you're gonna reach such a powerful moment this week, and something is like kind of going to confuse you. You're going to be confused a little bit, but then again, in this confusion, you're going to be recognized. You're going to be able to recognize an important moment, an important path, which is about to be revealed to you at the same time. But this is all kind of connected to what you wanted to do, or for quite a long time. It's connected to the big, huge, massive, enormous, powerful change. But then again, this week will be crucial before that particular change. Okay, this week is going to be absolutely crucial, because something is going to confuse you from the midweek towards the end of the week in the particular, and this confusion is just kind of gonna get you thinking, but that energy is going to be absolutely everything, because at the same time you will realize the promise, and that promise that you will realize is going to be so good, because it's going to boost your creativity almost immediately. And then it is just going to be the moment that you're going to have, which is going to get you like a little bit worried and a little bit uncertain. And what I can say to you, my gorgeous Leon, is just remember to work through your fears. This is very important. Work through your fears, because I'm not trying to be like a dark Lala or anything like that, but there will be moment this week when you're going to feel like so much pressure, and that pressure is also going to make you feel like a little bit negative, and this negativity is going to bring you down. And once you're kind of brought down, you're just going to find yourself not being able to kind of act or react, and this is at least going to be the energy, this vibration that it's actually going to make you feel. And this is why this is so important, because it's just going to bring the moment like, oh gosh, like am I doing the right thing? Maybe this is not the right thing, maybe this is not the right direction, maybe these are not the right things that I'm focusing on, maybe I should change something. And that is going to be the moment around that it's also going to be connected to the certain fears, and this is why it's important to say this, because when you feel like a little bit negative, when you feel like a little bit fearful this week, at the same time you will know, my Lord, it's not going to be that long. You are in for the huge, massive, absolutely enormous accomplishment, absolutely enormous satisfaction. And that in itself is going to be so good, because it's also going to bring you an enlightening moment, which is going to help you to reflect like there is no tomorrow. And there you go, boom, boom, boom. Your eyes are going to be wide open. The greatest moment of the spiritual awakening you shall have before the before the end of that week, my gorgeous Leonis. And it's all you coming to terms with the certain changes, and the certain changes that are going to happen are also going to be connected to some kind of like a traveling or some kind of little journey that you're going to be aware of, that is going to start manifesting to you at that moment in time, at that time. But also on another hand, it's all about you realizing that this, by the end of this week, you're gonna sorry, by the end of this week, you're gonna kind of like go through these few different stages, and by the time you come to the end of the week, it's gonna be massive realization. But it's all a kind of when your eyes are completely open, and it's all about you making that big decision. It's all gonna boil down to one thing. You see. It's all, my gorgeous Leonis, it's all going to boil down to one particular thing. And where this is going to boil down to, my gorgeous Leonis, it's about you making really big realization with yourself first. Something is going to need to be changed. Something is going to need to be done. Something is going to need to be changed. Something is going to need to be changed. Something is going to need to be done in order to get where you want to get. So the missing puzzle is going to be connected to this. So you see, it's important to say that this week it's going to bring you this absolutely remarkable, mind-blowing unfoldment. So by the end of the week, you will come to terms with the certain changes, but also on another hand, this is important because it's to do with who you are, and it's also to do with things in your life around you that no longer serve you, that you no longer like anymore. But it's all about you realizing that the power is within you. The power is in you. You are the one who needs to make a change. You're the one who needs to create a change. You're the one who needs to start the change. And this is why this is going to be so important, because at the same time, the key, the actual key, is going to be holding a very important significance, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. Okay, I'm just going to see what is your tarot card. Sorry. Also, because I didn't drink enough water, because I didn't drink enough water, my throat is like my throat is like oh God help me. Seriously, my gorgeous Leonis, no, this is really good. And also an important message is going to arrive. An important message is gonna arrive for you this week. Okay, an important message. You see, Knight of Cups, my gorgeous Leonis, this is really beautiful. You know, this is all about you having a really important turning point in your life, but at the same time, watch for the opportunity which is going to arise when you least expect it this week. The opportunity is going to arrive, Leonie. When you least expect it, the opportunity is going to arrive. Okay, have your eyes wide open, my gorgeous babies, indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful, my powerful Virgolini. My gorgeous Virgos, my gorgeous Virgolini, you know, it is just finally you will be able to feel this energy like there is no tomorrow. Finally, you will be able to benefit from this energy like there is no tomorrow. And I say this because this week, from the 6th until the 12th of July, it's not only going to mark the beginning of a quite nice and vibrant energy, but this is going to bring a very important essence out of you at the same time. Your eyes are also going to be wide open through your own creativity. You're going to find yourself feeling very powerful. You're going to find yourself feeling very creative. You're going to find yourself feeling very motivated. And this is just going to be remarkable, because something is going to be revealed to you also through your own motivation, through your own vibration. Something is going to be revealed to you at the same time. And this is very important because number 7 is going to be rather significant when it comes to that revelation. Number 7 is going to be rather significant, but then on another hand, you're also going to have a quite unusual and quite strange and quite bizarre experience. At some moment in time, my gorgeous Virgolinis, throughout this week, you're going to find yourself being part of the completely different dimension, and that in itself is just going to attract this energy which is just going to make everything feel so strange, so different and so bizarre. And this is a very important to let you know, because it is all going to be, when you feel like this, you know, it could be anything. Maybe you will go out and it's all going to seem like maybe you're going to be at home and it's all going to feel like maybe you're going to talk to someone, you're going to think like, oh my Lord, what world this person is coming from, like what dimension this person is going to come from. However, as soon as you have this quite strange and unusual experience, you need to know that at the same time you're going to be part of like a completely different dimension. And this is when this important revelation you're going to have, that you're going to benefit from like there is no tomorrow, because that revelation is at the same time going to confirm an important change which is going to take place very soon. An important change, it's going to take place very soon, but it's to do with your contemplations, it's to do with you were wondering about, it's to do with you were doubting about, it's to do with things that kind of were making you so uncertain about your own past, because maybe you weren't prepared, or you thought that you weren't prepared for a particular change. But my gorgeous Virgolinis, you're amazing, you're powerful, you're super strong, super significant in many different ways. You are able to do a lot as soon as you get your mind to it, as soon as you follow your own creativity. Your vibration will be very strong and even more powerful. I need to say to you that, you know, there is a particular dream that you have. It's who you are, my Lord. This is going to be wide open for you indeed. The huge, massive, enormous opportunity you're actually going to have. But this is only going to be the beginning of this, you see. Just need to remember, Your dreams need a practical plan. Your dreams need a practical plan. This is so important for you to remember that this week is going to bring you a magical moment, a super powerful moment. Think about what you want to do. Think about what you want to achieve. Think about where you need to go. Think about what would you like to get. Think about which changes you need to make. But think about it in a very nice and rational way indeed. And at the same time, follow the signs around you. At the same time, follow what is on the very first thing on your mind every single morning. You need to follow this, because throughout this week, Virgolinis, you're going to have all sorts of signs. Please follow this. I spoke about it before, the importance of paying attention to what is the very first thing on your mind every single morning. It's very important, because when we go to sleep, when we are sleeping, we are traveling at the same time. We have astral projections, and we are traveling through all sorts of dimensions, and that in returns enhances us in so many different ways. It enhances our power, it enhances our way of thinking, it enhances us because it enlightened us. It's enlightening us in so many different ways. So our understanding is like, oh my Lord, incredible. So pay attention to what is the very first thing in the morning on your mind, because at the same time, these are going to be the sacred directions which you are going to have also, and it's going to help you to realize the unfoldment, and the new beginnings there, where you wouldn't realize normally. You see, just follow these directions. This is very important. On another hand, just to say it once again, your dreams will need a practical plan. Focus on your dreams this week, because it's at the same time going to be super powerful week when it comes to your own subconscious mind, which is going to help you to reflect in a very, very powerful way, my Lord. And that is going to help you to see your life from a completely different angle. But on another hand, even more importantly, it's all about the actual manifestation, because this week you are going to have a power, superpower, my gorgeous Virgolinis. This week you're going to have a superpower. You just need to remember that these powers that you're going to have are connected to you, to who you are, to your own energy, to your own projection. So when I say your dreams need a practical plan, you basically, my babies, you need to sit down and you need to contemplate, you need to think about it, you need to connect to it in all sorts of ways, perhaps write it down, or whatever you do, it's going to get you on a completely different journey, much better, very powerful and very significant. But it's also at the same time going to be like, oh my Lord, it's going to be so super significant, because it's also going to start a process of manifestation then and there. And this is why you need to use it wisely. It's almost as if you're planting a flower, like on a really beautiful and gorgeous and sunny day in the most fertile ground you can ever possibly find. And also, my gorgeous Virgolinis, someone very special in your life is going to give you an advice. Somebody very significant in your life is going to give you an advice. This could be like the best friend. This could be like your family member. If you haven't got a friends, or if you haven't got a family members any longer, if you haven't got a family members, it could be somebody, who you completely connect to, like on so many different levels, on a very deep and spiritual level. However, it is going to be an important advice that you are going to get. And this is going to be so powerful, because it's going to help you, with a certain opportunity. You will be able to understand the certain opportunity that you're going to have a very, very soon after that moment in time. And this is all going to be connected really beautifully. So an opportunity is most certainly going to arise not that long after that, but because of this wonderful advice that you're going to have, this is going to deepen you. This is going to broaden your mind, broaden your perspective. And that is going to be absolutely everything, because it's going to help you realize your own power. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Virgolinis, also try to drink lots of water this week. Water, just a natural water, is going to be super, super, super significant. It's going to help you to feel better, and it's also going to help you to flush out the toxins out of the system. Okay, so now my gorgeous Virgolinis, you see, this is Queen of Swords. Okay, now this is an important time you're going to have, and it looks like and it feels like, you know, you're going to regain your power, and it's also at the same time going to be the beginning of your own transformation, because, you know, there are quite a few things that are going to happen this week, few things you're going to go through, that by the end of that week, you know, you're going to have a vision, completely different vision about certain things in your life that were like kind of holding you down a little bit, and they were like kind of affecting you in such a way, because certain things are slowly going to come to an end, and they're going to require a little bit of edit from you, most certainly. So at the same time, this is the highly powerful week when it comes to your own transformation, you know, and also an important realization about your own accomplishment as well. It's going to help you to move on. Okay, absolutely remarkable moment in time. Someone is going to inspire you this week, and it's going to be the right person, trust me. Okay, so now the next side that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Libra, my gorgeous Libra. Do you know, it is just basically, my Lord, you know, there are two major things that are actually going to take place, you know, and these two things that are going to take place, the two things that are going to happen are going to be absolutely mind-blowing for you, because they go back, I go back like about within the last 6 weeks, you know, the things that have been confusing you, the things that have been making you uncertain, the things that have been making you uncomfortable, the things that have been kind of slowing you down, because, you know, it's just, it's a lot to do with the confusion, it's a lot to do with uncertainty that you felt, but it actually affected you more than you could have possibly imagined. And only this week, but there are two things in particular, two particular things, you see. And this week, my gorgeous Libra, do you know what? From the beginning of this week, you're going to feel yourself, you know, you're going to feel really grounded. You're going to feel, and that in return is going to make you feel like really powerful, and also at the same time it's going to make you feel really peaceful. At the same time it's going to bring you a wonderful and healing energy as well. But it's very important to say that this is all about the actual balance, and you, my gorgeous Libra, you're all about the balance. So it's to do with the practicality, but it's to do with the spirituality at the same time. But it's important because two major things are going to take place. Two major things are going to happen, and both of these things are going a long way back, well, within the last 6 weeks in particular, because they made you feel uncertain, they affected you in so many different ways. And the bottom line is a win-win outcome is your forecast, you know, win-win outcome. Two opportunities are going to come out of it, and both of opportunities are going to be as equally significant for you to take them on. This is the time of moving forward. This is the time of expansion. This is the time of this wonderful balance, but this is also the time when you're gonna hear a little justice, and this justice is gonna be remarkable for you, my gorgeous Libra, because it's gonna make sense. You know, things that didn't make sense are finally gonna start making sense. But most importantly, it's about that particular balance and also an advice at the same time. So my Libra, when you hear like about a certain like justice, you just need to remember at the same time that there is going to be quite important advice that you are going to hear at the same time. And this advice, you're not going to need it just now, but you're going to need it later. And on another hand, negotiation, quite quite a vavavumish negotiation, you see this, quite a vavavumish negotiation, my gorgeous Libra, it's going to take place, and this is important for you to go for it, you see. And you know, sometimes we have a negotiation without even realizing, but on another hand, it's very important to say that also hello and it's also very important to say, my gorgeous Libra, that if you do kind of like a need to negotiate and things like that, just go for it, because this week it's going to be very fertile for you, in particular when it comes to you throwing yourself in unusual situation, throwing yourself in unknown situations, but also like a starting things, beginning things, to mark things down, to sign things. This is a great week for things like that in negotiation, because most certainly it's going to be quite successful and you're going to get quite more out of it. On another hand, when it comes to the actual win-win outcome is a forecast. This is also a lot to do with your emotions. It's a lot to do with your feelings. It's a lot to do with your fears. It's a lot to do with love, beauty, perfection, harmony, trust, beautiful honor that you are going to feel this week, but also the beginning of an important relationship. It's to do, win-win outcome is a focus. It's a lot to do with your emotions as well. And this is about the deep feeling, freedom of emotion, and try to see whether you feel free, where you actually feel free when it comes to your emotions, my gorgeous Libra. This is important, and where you feel uncomfortable when it comes to your emotions, and when it comes to you like going around and doing things, being around people, and then where you feel uncomfortable, and why do you feel uncomfortable? Why don't you feel yourself, around certain people? It's important to pay attention indeed, because it's all about what is actually going to be revealed for you as well. La 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 la. Surprise, surprise, my gorgeous Liberinas. You see, my gorgeous Libera, it's a 4 of coins. Now, this is, you are on the good way. You are on an important path, and that is going to be confirmed to you this week. You are on an important path, my gorgeous Libera. This is all about this particular balance that is just going to affect you in the best possible way. But it's a lot to do with your security. It's a lot to do with your power. And it's a lot to do with you making sure that you are secured, now and later on. And it's for you also to make sure that you are doing the right thing as well. It's about the confirmation of someone who is going to happen to be in your life at the right moment, at the right time, but who is going to confirm the certain vision to you. Yes, just go for it, and go for it, okay? At the same time, you're going to have an important completion, but also on another hand, the really important and powerful new beginning as well. Okay, so now the next sign that I am going to be talking about is Scorpione. My gorgeous Scorpione, I'm in my singing mood. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpione, you know what? This is like so good, because you are actually going to have a perfect balance in between spirituality and practicality as well. Do you know what? When you have such a perfect balance in between spirituality, sorry. When you have such a perfect balance, my gorgeous Scorpione, in between spirituality and practicality, this is really good, because you are going to have a very important moment this week, my gorgeous Scorpione. You know what? And before you have this important moment, you will be tested in such a way where you're going to feel like you will want to bring yourself down, or you will want to make yourself feel like you're going to make yourself feel like a little bit negative and a little bit uncertain, and that at the same time, it's going to create this door that are going to be quite difficult to open. The fact that you're going to feel like this doesn't mean that this is going to be like that, because Sashita is telling you, I'm telling you now, it's all about having a perfect balance in between spirituality and practicality, and it's all here, my gorgeous Scorpione. Just remember, it's all here. It is very important, because you're going to need to do something quite significant. You're going to need to move on with a certain stage when it comes to your life. This is important. But there is going to be a little bit of suspicion. There is going to be like a little bit of doubt. There is going to be a little bit of uncertainty. Your energy is super strong. It's super powerful. At the same time, you don't want to lock these doors that are closed. So that's why just remember that it will be the moment when you're going to feel brave. And you're going to need to be brave, and you're going to feel brave, because it's to do with uncertainty, and it's to do with a new step, new direction, new dimension, which is just going to make you feel like a little bit uncertain, which is on another hand going to require certain bravery. Well, let me tell you something, my gorgeous Scorpione. You are gonna have such a moment when you're gonna feel so brave, and you are gonna be like, "Oh my Lord!" You're not only going to unlock this one door. You're gonna unlock like 8 doors at the same times. 8 doors you will unlock this week, my gorgeous Scorpione. This is why this is so important, because on one hand it's going to be successful, on another hand it's to do with the new you, on another hand it's to do with the opportunities that you are going to have, but also it's to do with the realization about your own capacity, okay, and your own strength. It's going to be absolutely evident, and it's going to be so wonderful, because you will have a moment when you will just go for it, and it's going to be remarkable, because by the time we get to the end of this week, you're going to be provided with a perspective, you're going to be provided with an opportunity, with unlimited possibilities, but most importantly, it's how you're going to feel. It's going to make you feel alive, it's going to make you feel great, it's going to make you feel rejuvenated, but it's also going to kind of really get something inside you going, you're going to be able to feel this, from such a high level, that it's also going to open your eyes at the same time, and it's going to help you out to speed things up a little bit by making a certain adjustments in your life. You're not going to start making these adjustments this week, but you are going to be well aware of, my gorgeous Scorpiones, what needs to go and which adjustments you need to make, because this is very much so to do with your spirit. It's very much so to do with your soul, but then at the same time you are going to have a remarkable, mind-blowing wake-up call as well. It's about a wake-up call, and it's about a vision that you are going to have, and that vision that you are going to have, it's also going to come to you through maybe meditation, through maybe the certain grounding. Maybe you will be sleeping, maybe you will be dreaming, maybe you will have a lucid dreaming, but it's going to come from somewhere else. But it's more important, it's actually the fact that it's going to bring a strong, powerful confirmation how strong you are, how powerful you are, how amazing your energy is, and how capable you are when you come to terms with the fact how powerful your energy is. Like, you can project it like, oh my Lord, so quickly, so nicely, so beautifully, and it can go a long way. An important swift change you will have this week, an important movement and an important swift change, and it's but in particular when it comes to the actual very slow stage of your life, with things that they haven't been moving and the things that haven't actually been changing. Very important indeed. You see, 5 of Wands. You see, my gorgeous Scorpione, this is just also very important confirmation that you are going to be kind of having a little bit of a challenging situation, but you're going to do so great. And it's just confirming what I said before about the bravery and capacity. My Lord, you know what, my gorgeous Scorpione, any situation that you can prove yourself, go for it. Any situation that is challenging, go for it. Because on one hand, you're going to grow so beautifully, but then on another hand, this is also going to bring you vision, confirmation, and important harmony, which is on another hand going to help you with the conclusion with an annoying problem that was draining your energy so much, and it was making you feel uncertain. Okay. This is a great week for you, my gorgeous Scorpione, okay, for your own personal development, but most certainly it's just like basically continuing doing things that make you happy, but also continuing to listen to yourself, to listen to your spiritual journey. You're going to be very powerful this week when it comes to your subconscious mind. So therefore you can expect all sorts of little signs, at the same time. And if you do something, if you do see like a little sign, like a little feather, or if you do smell something, like maybe like somebody who used to be in your life and somebody then passed away, somebody like from the spirit world, at any moment, if you feel like it this week, just remember that this is showing you that there is an important opportunity going to come. But before that opportunity, you're going to feel like, oh God, uncertain, and maybe you will feel like you haven't got a relevant experience, or like you're uncertain uncertain because maybe not having enough knowledge in these waters. No, just go for it, go for it, go for it. So the sign from the spiritual is also going to be wonderful, and it's going to be good for you because it's going to show you that not that long after that moment there will be an opportunity for you. That is going to be challenging, but you just go for it, my babies. You just go for it. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful, my powerful, my ambitious Sagittarini. My gorgeous Sagittarini, this is going to be quite a passionate week. This week is going to be full of passion. This week is going to be full of energy. This week is also at the same time going to open your eyes, but it's also going to confirm to you what makes you feel happy, what makes you feel good, what makes you feel ecstatic, what makes you feel like really vibrant. You know, just go for it and follow it and follow it and follow it, because by following your own radiance, you are going to increase your own vibration, and that in return it's going to begin the process of your own transformation. This is a very good week that you are going to have, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and I have to say that it's all about you. Need to remember that it's actually time for you. Please remember this. Please, 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 please. Please, 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 please. Pam, 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 pam. Pam, 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 pam. Pam, 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 pam. Pam, 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 pam. No, remember, my gorgeous Sagittarini, be bold and make the first move. Be bold and make the first move. It's time. It's time for action. Okay, just remember, something is gonna happen, but it's gonna be an important part of your life, an important part of your process. Perhaps you're gonna hear a certain call, perhaps you're gonna hear something, perhaps you're gonna get a news, but however, just remember that it's gonna make you feel like, oh my God, a little bit like uneasy. And I just have to say to you, be bold and make the first move, Sagittarini. This is important for many different ways because it's to do with your own progress. This is a sacred week, not only for you, but for almost every single sign of zodiac, every single sign of horoscope. This is a sacred week, but it's going to require a little bit of worky, and the work is just to throw yourself into all sorts of situations, throw yourself into all sorts of opportunities and possibilities, because at some moment in time, at some point, you're going to be like kind of uncertain. So that's why I'm saying that it's going to be kind of on you to make the first move. Just remember, it's going to be connected to the news, but it's also going to be connected to the certain opportunity, but it's most importantly connected to your own progress, and it's also very much so to do with your action. Be as active as you possibly can, because through your own activity, you're also going to raise your energy, you're also going to raise your power, and that is just going to help you to reflect, you know, on your life in a certain way, when you're going to realize like, oh my God, why were you kind of frequently too restrained, and what you need to do in order to move on from the certain stage and a part of your life that no longer serve you anymore. You know, this is about the motivation, you know, my God, this motivation, you need to pay attention, Sagittarini. Motivation through someone very special in your life, someone very close in your life. Pay attention to this motivation, because there is also going to be a mind-blowing realization that you're going to get through this motivation. You're going to learn something about yourself, but also it's going to open your eyes, and it's also going to help you to speed up the certain process and progress when it comes to your own life. Just make sure you understand the motivation behind someone very, very important in your life it's going to take place, and that in itself is going to be absolutely remarkable, because it's going to activate you like you haven't been activated before. And few days after that, there is going to be a very, very important accomplishment that you're actually going to have really quickly, and it's going to beautifully surprise you. Really nice, wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous, sacred surprise you are going to have, which is also going to be the beginning of a new adventure. And that adventure, when I say adventure, is just when you start enjoying yourself on a really high and very spiritual level. And this is when you know deep down that you are doing the right thing. And most certainly it's going to be connected to the confusing situation you're going to go through, but this is all about your own power and the promise that you're going to have and get through your own creativity. Okay, so let me just see. Bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. Raise your energy, raise your vibration, my gorgeous, gorgeous Sagittarini. Okay. Shall we see, Sagittarini, what is your tarottini cardini, my bambini? Okay. Tun 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 tu 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 para pa pa para pam 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 tu 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 para pa 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 pa. Okay, so now I go to Sagittarini. I'm just going to see what is your tarottini cardini. Oh, Page of Swords. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Okay, so it is all about an important confirmation that you are going to have. It's all about important continuation. At the same time, it's also going to take place. An important continuation. It's going to take place, and just make sure that you understand that there is a very special emotional reward that you are actually going to have this week. Very special emotional reward that you are going to have this week, and it's pretty much so very important week when it comes to love, very important week when it comes to beauty, very important week when it comes to loving yourself, you know, very important week when it comes to harmony and a certain trust. Certain trust is going to be playing a very important role. And yes, you can trust to this particular person, because the certain trust is going to be playing an important role before you come to terms with something, and before you kind of make a really important decision. And it's all about the beginning, very important relationship as well for you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Capricornius. Pam, 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 pam. Capricornius. Pam, 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 pam. Capricornius. Tan, 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 tan. Capricornius. Pam, 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 pam. Capricornius. Pam, 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 pam. Capricornius. Pam, 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 pam. Capricornius. Pam 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 pam. Capricornius. Pam 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 pam. My gorgeous Capricornius, you know what? He's just like, ooh la la. A very fiery climax approaches. A very fiery climax approaches. This is all about your own passion. It's all about this return of this wonderful energy. Very vibrant, beautiful, wonderful energy, which is also going to help you out with your balance. You know, here I say balance here because it's just basically to do with a quite significant option that you are going to have. But that significant option that you are going to have is just also kind of goes back over the last 6 or 7 weeks. You know, it's to do with the indecisive situation, and it's to do with the uncertainty that you had at the same time. So this is the time of passion, and this is also an important time time to follow your instincts. Listen, Capricornius, try to please follow your instincts, because your instincts are going to guide you on a very important path, on a very important journey that may not even happen this week, my gorgeous Capricornius, but this week is going to be crucial. Just make sure you understand that you follow your own instincts, and by doing this, you do not ask anyone for any advice. You do not talk to anyone about any decision. You do not talk about anyone about any indecisiveness or any kind of uncertainty that you may have or you may not have. You need to remember, listen to yourself, because this is an important week for you in particular. Okay, it's a very powerful energy that is going around at the moment, that you in particular, my gorgeous Capricornius, you're gonna benefit from it indeed, like there is no tomorrow. On one hand, it will be very powerful, the way your mind is going to be. You will be thinking about things, you will be able to connect in a completely different way, and that in return will be able to kind of understand certain parts of your life from a slightly different angle, and that in itself is going to be absolutely everything, because at the same time there will be an important answer that you are going to have this week. By the end of this week, it's going to take you on the new path, it's going to take you on the new journey, but then on another hand, it's also going to prove something to you. It's about the confirmation that you are going to have. You know, it's important to say, when I say that you need to follow your own instincts, you know, you are going to discover something about yourself, but it's to do with your passion, it's to do with something, you know, a very powerful element of your life, you know, that is you, it's in you, it's within you, but you're not paying attention to it. So what it is, my gorgeous Capricornius, what it is, my gorgeous Capricornius, what are you not paying attention to? Something will want to come out. Something will need to be taken on the new path. Something will need to be taken on a new journey. This is important for you to understand, because on one hand, it's a very sacred week of the actual unfoldment and development, but on another hand, you in particular will benefit from it like there is no tomorrow, purely because the energies this week were pretty much Capricornius related energies indeed. So that's why you're going to be able to connect to this through your own subconscious mind on a very, very high level, and see what is missing in your life, and what is missing in your life, and most importantly, what you should be paying attention to, because this is the time of discovery, this is the time of rediscovery, but this is also the time of the new beginning, but it's the time when the little bit of management and a little bit of self-adjustment is also going to be needed, perhaps a little bit of sacrifice and changes in order to get where you need to get, but most certainly this week it's going to provide you with a very interesting option indeed. But it's something that you should be doing and you should be paying attention to, because it's going to be absolutely remarkable. On another hand, this week, my gorgeous Capricornius, you're going to do something. You're going to start an important stage, you know. You're going to start an important stage, you know, and you may not even be aware of it, because it's going to happen with an element of surprise. And this is where things are going to be so wonderful, because it's almost like something will happen and then you're going to find yourself in this cortex of this amazing energy. But then on one hand, it's all about you doing things instinctively, and this is when we are the most powerful, when we do something instinctively and we find ourselves in this particular situation that just helps us to understand ourselves from a much higher level. This will be important, okay? Very important week when it comes to your own actual development. Someone in your life, I have seen this before, Capricornius, someone in your life very close to you will need your help. I have seen this before, Capricornius. This is important. Somebody in your life needs your help. Somebody is not getting on with something is not quite right, so you just need to kind of, it's on you to see who this is, somebody very close to you, you know, somebody very important to you, you know, and it's just on you to kind of like maybe see who this is. It's very, very important, because someone is kind of having a little bit of emotional confusion, and they will benefit from your beautiful energy. Your energy is going to be super powerful this week anyway. On another hand, my gorgeous Capricornius, pam 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 pam. On another hand, my gorgeous Capricornius, you know, just remember that basically it's a quite powerful accomplishment you're going to have this week, you know, and you will know about it, you will be aware of it, and it's to do with the last 9 months, and this is going to be the direct result of what was happening within the last 9 months, and it's to do with an accomplishment, but also at the same time it's to do with an important safety, at the same time it's to do with an important exploration that is also going to take place. And it's absolutely superb week to actually try to change things around you, because it will be very beneficial for your energy, because you are changing, you know, you're evolving on a very high level, and it's going to happen this week. So that's why it's very good to actually change things around you a little bit, because you're going to benefit from this energy, which is going to be quite refreshing in many different ways. So now my gorgeous Capricornius, dun 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 dun, Capricornius, bam 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 bam, Capricornius, dun 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 dun, Capricornius, dun 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 dun. Now your tarot card, my gorgeous Capricornius, is excuse me. Excuse me. 4 of coins, my lord. Again, nothing unusual. It doesn't surprise me that I took this card out again. 4 of coins, and it's really important time, because you are really going to reach an important stage of your own spirituality and practicality. By the same time, you're just going to do something, you know, you're going to have this important moment, and you're going to make this decision, and that decision is going to be mind-blowing, because it's going to be the right decision. It's almost immediately going to be confirmed to you, yes, this is the right thing to do. But on another hand, you know, someone, you know, in your life, somebody who's very important to you, somebody who's quite significant, it could be a family member, it could be a best friend, or if you haven't got family members or best friend, then it could be somebody who you kind of connect to on a very spiritual level, but an important person is going to inspire you, and that person who inspires you is going to be the right person, because it's going to help you to realize something, that you're on the right path, that you're on the right journey. It's an amazing moment you will have, and it's to do with your safety, you know. You are powerful, you're very powerful indeed, and this shall be time of your reward. Okay. So the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Aquamarini. Aquarius. Now, you know what? Things are going to take a slightly different way. Things are going to take a slightly unusual way. No, it's going to be really good, you know, because throughout the whole week, you know, it's all about you maybe the week before you were kind of doubting something, so this week it's very much so see sorry Aquamarini, sorry, I'll get back to you in a second. You see, this week, my gorgeous Aquamarini, it's going to be so important, because it's all about your own particular direction, you know, and also it's connected to the actual time, to the last week, to the uncertainties that you had last week, and a little bit of stressless. Is that the right word? Stressless. I don't know if it's the stressless the right word, but it's like the time that it's the time this week is pretty much so connected to the week before Aquamarine. It's very important, but it's connected to the things that were worrying you. It's connected to the things that were making you stress. It's connected to the things that were making you a little bit anxious, you see. So now this is going to be the wonderful continuation, but most certainly, you know, it is going to bring you an important answer to the negativity and uncertainty and the certain questions that you had week previously. I will tell you that this is very important, because for once you have got the for once, just burped a little bit, sorry. On once you can have you will have like a little bit continuation of an important journey. And this, when we have 2 weeks like connected so importantly, in particular when it comes to the significant answer, you are hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You know, it's gonna be an hallelujah moment, honestly, my Lord. You know what? Finally, hallelujah, hallelujah. Finally. You know, there was like a bit of a heavy karmita, a little bit of a heavy karmita. Heavy karma was a little bit attached to you, you know, for the last few months. But you're not the only sign. It does happen indeed. And that heavy karma, you know, the heavier karma is, the more we need to work on. The heavier karma is, the more beautiful and the most important it's going to be later on. So your heavy karma is coming to an end. It's nothing to do with you necessarily negative that you did or anything like that. It's to do with the progress and the process that was going on in your life, my gorgeous Aquamarini. You know, in the last couple of years, it's not only like a couple of months, you know what I mean? Within the last couple of years, a lot was happening in your life, and a lot was leaving this imprinted karma around you. And this can only go to the certain stage. This can only go to the certain point. So what am I trying to say here? Sorry, maybe I'm confusing, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, but this is really good. The beginning of this week, in between the 6th and the 12th of July, it's also the beginning of the new stage. It's also the beginning of the new door that are about to open. You know, beautifully, you also have number 7, which is going to be very important and very significant to you and for you as well. Symbolically, a powerful number, very strong connection with your angels. You see, you are going to start getting slight redirection, but it's going to be an option and an opportunity that you are going to have at the same time, that it's going to make sense to you so much. But only if you were looking at it like a few months ago, you'd be like, no, absolutely no. But now, when you're in this cortex of this powerful energy, with this powerful vibration, it's going to help you to see your life from a completely different angle. And that in return, it's going to create this important realization, an important moment, how powerful you are. Not only you have the whole new door opening, which means that this is all about an important time for you when it comes to the actual healings, you know, an annoying thing, an annoying stage, a quite maybe like kind of slow stage, uncertain stage, you know, is slowly coming to an end. And most certainly from the beginning of this week, you will be aware of this, because at the beginning of this week, you're going to hear an important news. And that news, my babies, Aquamarini, it's all about your own accomplishment. It's going to make you feel really good. It's going to answer your questions. It's going to start the process of the actual spiritual awakening. But most importantly, it's going to open your eyes. It's going to ground you so beautifully. And that grounding is also going to prepare you at around the midweek, towards the end of the week. You're going to need to have an important conversation with somebody. If you didn't have this grounding, you'd be like, no. But now with this grounding, it's all going to be so beautiful, nice, and rather peaceful. And it's going to be such a beautiful solution, an important solution is going to take place. And this is all part of this actual process and progress that I said when it comes to the actual time for healing. Very important moment indeed. Just remember, it's going to be absolutely superb for you to also to meditate and contemplate, because at the same time when you meditate and contemplate, you will know that it's time for you to, on one hand, to step out of your comfort zone, but then on another hand, it's time to make the first move. It's time to go for it. What else is going to happen this week, my gorgeous Aquamarinis? This week is going to bring you an important confirmation when it comes to your love, an important confirmation when it comes to beauty, when it comes to perfection, when it comes to certain harmony and trust as well. About the trust, something is going to confuse you and it's going to make you wonder a little bit. But then again, at the same time, it's going to be very much so connected to the certain honor and the beginning of a very, very important person who is about to start slowly walking into your life. And I'm talking about a deep feeling. I'm talking about freedom of emotion. And I'm also talking about testing of sincerity, which is also going to kind of take place in order for you to kind of realize that there is some kind of like a new beginning about to take off. But most importantly, see who is making you feel really good this week. See also who is making you feel like very comfortable when you're like completely yourself in front of this person. Sometimes certain people make us feel uncomfortable, so we don't act in the way that we normally act because we are not ourselves. But in your case, somebody important who makes you feel so good, who makes you feel so relaxed, who makes you feel so yourself, who you could be like completely naked in front of that person. Yay! Naked dancing around the fire, dancing in the moonlight. But it's like basically that person, somebody who you feel so comfortable with, so comfortable around, is going to have an important message for you. Sacred, powerful, strong, magical. It's going to surprise you on one hand, but on another hand, it's going to answer so many questions that you had, and it's most certainly going to straighten you up when it comes to the certain focus, when it comes to the certain perspective, and it's going to confirm something so important to you in the soul or in the whole sea of uncertainty that you've been washed over maybe lately. So an important confirmation through somebody who knows you really, really, really well. On another hand, just remember, very, very powerful opportunity. You will have this week an important opportunity, but it's not going to come through as an opportunity like that, just like that, an opportunity. No, baby, no. It's going to be connected to some kind of invitation, okay? It's going to be connected to some kind of arrival, but at the same time, you're going to know almost immediately that you're going to need to approach this situation from a slightly different angle, because this is all about your advancement, and it's most certainly going to be connected to some kind of request as well, which is going to be rather challenging situation. But you, my Aquamarini, you have been waiting for this, okay? You have proven yourself to be absolutely remarkable. So now this week you shall be able to feel the fruit and see the fruit around you and pick it, and these are the fruit of your own labor. As I said, my gorgeous Aquamarini, just do as much as you can, be as active as you can. The more active you are this week, the more you are going to achieve. Yes, there will be a little bit of a hermity. So one day you're gonna feel like a little bit weird, a little bit strange, a little bit bizarre, but at the same time, this is the time when you're gonna have a sacred knowledge. When you feel weird, you're gonna wake up and it's gonna feel like a slightly different dimension. That day, it's going to be a little bit of hermit moment time. So at the same time, you're going to be super sacred and super powerfully self-illuminated, and that in itself is going to reveal the certain direction, which is going to take a process and progress for an additional 26 days. One step at a time, slowly catch a monkey. One step at a time. But most importantly, this is going to bring you this powerful self-illumination, which is just also going to realize what you are in self-denial about. Something that you have been in self-denial about for a while, and it comes to you and you're like, no, go away. You need to see why you are so in self-denial about a certain stage. in your life. This is going to be a sacred opportunity you're going to have, because you're going to realize this through your own hermit moment, and that in itself is going to be everything, because it's almost immediately going to create a wake-up call, but also the time of unfoldment is going to start. Look at this, Knight of Swords. Yeah, surprise, surprise, my gorgeous Aquamarini. You know, you are really going to realize how powerful you are, but also somebody's going to come out to you, and somebody's going to say to you like, wow, you know, really nice words, and that this is going to make you feel so good, because it's going to come from the right person. And that it looks like it's going to have such a superb effect on you, because it's going to mean to you so much. This is just a beautiful reward after hard work, and the great honor that you're going to feel through someone who is very special and very powerful in your life. That person is going to surprise you, because they will offer something to you as well. Okie dokie. So now the next sign that I'm going to be doing, it's my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Pisceline, 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 do you know, Pisceline, my gorgeous babies, you are going to have a little bit of testini. Now, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tested a little bit this week. And the test that you are going to have, it's going to be like, oh my God, please listen to me. This is so important, because you will feel like a little bit confused at the beginning of the week. And this confusion is nothing unusual. This confusion is nothing bizarre. It's just purely going to also be the beginning of an important progress in the process that is going to take stage. And the starting, you know, the beginning of this progress and process is when you feel like a little bit uncertain, when you feel like, am I on the right path? Am I on the right journey? But most importantly, you will have a little test, and that in itself, this test that is going to happen this week, it's pretty much so going to be connected to you feeling like uncertain, you feeling like you're not ready. My gorgeous Piscelinis, you are going to be ready. Anything that comes through this week, you are ready. Anything that comes forward, you are ready. Anything that manifests, you are ready. Anything that you feel like, now this is when it gets interesting, Piscelini. This is when it gets interesting, because now you're getting a lot from this vibrant energy, and you're getting the most out of it. So it's not only like, oh yeah, I'm going to be tested, no baby, no. At the same time, I'm telling you that you will come across an important situation that is going to put you in touch with an important person, and that in itself is going to start a progress when you're going to feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, No, baby, no, you absolutely are. Okay, you just go for it, because something is going to happen, something is going to take place, and you're going to find it remarkable, because you will see the light at the end of the tunnel there where you didn't see before. Okay, it's very, very important. Very important. Just go for it. Any challenging situation, just go for it. Okay, and in particular, if you don't feel ready or something like that, of course you are, my babies. Of course you are. But on another hand, what else is really important, my gorgeous Piscelini, is in this particular energy and vibration, your eyes are going to be wide open. You're very much so starting the very significant stage of your own spiritual awakening. So just see what is attracting you. See what you feel connected to, what you actually feel connected to. This is very, very important, because at the same time, you're going to have lots of little news, you're going to have lots of little confirmations, you're going to have lots of little vibrant situations that are going to make you aware of the very important sequences around you, which are going to manifest in such a way where the numbers are repeating: 33, 333, 77, 555, 1111, 1111. At the same time, this is nothing that is going to be like, oh yeah, it's just repeating, oh yeah, no baby, no. At the same time, make sure that you kind of connect to that situation in such a way where you can expand your mind at that very moment and see your own reflection of what exactly you were thinking about at the time, time, because something very important is also going to be revealed to you. On one hand, when it comes to timing, something is going to be answered to you, but then on another hand, it's going to be some kind of opportunity that you need to do, but that you need to go for, that you need to pay attention to. But this opportunity is not something that is just going to come out of the blue, like some out of nowhere. No, baby, no. It's pretty much so the direction, the option, the next stage of where you are now and where you need to go next. But most particularly, importantly, what do you need to do in between? My gorgeous spicy Leanies, just remember, you're good enough, you're very powerful, you're very strong, you're very significant, and you are going to surprise yourself indeed. On another hand, my gorgeous spicy Leanie, I just want to say that an important message will arrive. Just remember that an important message will arrive, and this will kind of surprise you a little bit, but in the best possible way, because it's going to be about the confirmation. You're going to feel very safe, you're going to feel secure, but on another hand, it's about the actual sudden movement, and progress, and nice speed, and that in itself is going to allow you to make an important decision at the same time. So this is going to be really good. What else I was going to say, my gorgeous spicy Leanie, it is just about the actual good news, it's about your gain that you're going to be aware of this week, and you're going to find yourself on an advanced stage. It's not going to surprise you completely because it's something what you expected, but then again, it's to do with your desires that you're going to realize, but also it's going to help you to connect on a very spiritual level, and it's going to reveal more to you through your dreams, through your way of thinking, through your meditation, through your contemplation, through your dreaming, through your, like when you wake up in the morning, pay attention every single morning again, what is on your mind, because this is the time when we are the most spiritual. This is the time when we drift like into all sorts of dimensions, but in return we are able to be super highlighted. We are able to be very enlightened, and understand so much, and even we are guided, by our spirit guides, by our angels, in such a beautiful and sacred ways, and they help us in so many different ways with the little shortcuts, because there is an important shortcut, very sacred shortcut that is actually going to be revealed to you as well. So pay attention to your dreams and pay attention to what is the very first thing in the morning as well. I really like the fact that the results of efforts are near, and this is also going to be like, oh, thank God, thank you, God. An important result of efforts are nearly here, and you will know that at the same time, this is an important week when it comes to the actual promotion, but also you're going to realize the very important abilities, the abilities that you're going to realize about yourself. You should definitely follow through indeed, because not that long after, an important idea you're going to have, which is going to be like confirmation, but it's also going to be the green light for you to go for it. You just have to listen to yourself and just have to listen to your own intuition, my gorgeous spicy Leanies, indeed. Okay, so I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to see what is your tarot card for this week, my gorgeous spicy Leanie. Oh Lord, surprise. Beautiful moment in time, and you're going to start feeling like, it's a lot about important connections, important reconnections, important continuation. This is a very good week when it comes to some kind of realization, when it comes to yourself, when it comes to your love, when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to the certain harmony, but also the beginning of something quite powerful. It's also going to start happening, because you are going to be find a certain situation very beneficial, because it's going to be connected to new elements in your life, and one of the elements that are going to come through this situation, it's also going to be the beginning of like some kind of like also very important relationship with someone. So somebody is about to enter your life at the same time, who is going to become an integral part of your spiritual journey. This is the part of your life. This is the part of your vision. This is the part of who you are. But most importantly, this is going to create and make a huge, massive wake-up call. This week is going to be so important for you, my gorgeous Pisceans, not only when it comes to your emotions, not only when it comes to your relationships, but you are going to have like a big moment, like, oh my God, very sincere, very beautiful, and very powerful big moment. And that big moment is just going to be the beginning of something absolutely mind-blowing. But it's one step at a time, and it's to do with a very, very powerful sign and very important confirmation at the same time. The right person at the right time in your life, it's going to manifest, it's going to happen, and it's also going to confirm something to you very important, very, very important, which is going to take an additional 3 months to kind of unfold. But this is going to mark an absolutely remarkable, significant and important stage when it comes to the actual new beginning, my gorgeous Pisceans, indeed. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you, my gorgeous people. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.